Hey everyone, to the Collect Jurassic here with another Mattel Jurassic World toy unboxing. This is my first Epic Attack unboxing on the channel. Epic Attack, of course, being the Walmart exclusive, at least here in the US, Walmart exclusive sort of damage exclusive toy line they always had. They've had battle damage, they've had extreme damage, they've had every single kind of damage, and this year's is epic damage with some really cool electronic features that we're going to look at with this battle Chompin Carnotaurus that I'll be unboxing. And of course, I'll do a couple reviews or a couple of comparisons with a few other Carnotaurus figures as well. But this guy looks really, really cool. One of my favorite things about him already is his closed mouth. Not something we get a lot with Carnotaurus figures, but his paint scheme is really cool. And that electronic feature, which I'll do once I get him out, is actually pretty slick once you see it in action. So definitely, keep watching because it's actually pretty cool in action. So yes, the Battle Chompin Carnotaurus. I found this one. Well, you can find this one at Walmart. I did not find it at Walmart. Shout out to my friend Greg, who was able to ship me one because I just could not manage to find one. But they're hitting in all the Walmart stores now, along with some other Epic Attack figures. Actually, I think if we look at the back here, you can see a really nice, cool shot of all the electronic features and everything you can do with him. But you can also see the other Epic Attack figures, Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus. Can't wait to get my hands on those and do a review for them. But today it's all about this Battle Chompin Carnotaurus. And you can see we have multiple activation areas in different places, scan tag, all that good stuff. I like this cool map they have back here, this red tinged map for Epic Attack. On the front side for Epic Attack, we see big old render of Carnotaurus Toro over there. I don't think this is supposed to be Toro. This is just Carnotaurus. 3 levels of intensifying damage. So again, kind of highlighting that different damage activation. Jurassic World logo, just kind of a play on the Dino Trackers packaging without saying Dino Trackers. But enough about the box. Let's go ahead and break Carnotaurus out of here so we can take a look at it unshackled. So looks like there's going to have those fun feet things that you have to break out from the bottom, that they love to do on so many of these figures now. And I always have such a hard time doing them on camera, but it looks like I'm going to get him out basically scot-free. So let me get his feet rotated in the right direction. This always makes me nervous because they pivot them in package. I'm always worried I'm going to snap him off pivoting them back. But here is the Battle Chompin Carnotaurus in all of its glory. Again, I love that closed mouth. A lot of these other figures, which we'll get out here in a second, have an open mouth, but makes them look a little less ridiculous, in my opinion, to have that mouth already closed. So already loving this guy. Articulation wise, we're going to have the legs. You can already see me playing with them. It looks like they articulate together, so I don't think there's any. Oh yeah, no, you can do them separately. So you can have him in a running pose or stomping, but they tend to want to stick together. Oh, there's a little preview of the action feature on accident there. Yeah, they move independently of one another too, if you want to do that. And they have a really nice snap too, which helps keep him sort of at different postures. He also has these little adorable wimpy Carnotaurus without little tiny arms. I do think there's, they got they actually have a pretty wide range of articulation. They go in and out as well as rotating. This one's a little more, this one goes too. Sorry, I keep making him go. So that's kind of cool that he has arms that not only rotate, but also go in and out. So he can do that little prehistoric planet dance with another Carnotaurus. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But we'll keep him posed down. That's definitely an upgrade that I'm noticing on this one that the other ones don't have, is that added articulation on the arms. Pretty cool. And then the rest of his articulation is going to be tied to his tail, where you move his tail and then he moves his head too, sort of like that Primal Attack action feature that Mattel did, I think in 2020, 2021 even, where they had that action feature that was really tied to the full body, and they kind of brought it back here. So rotating it makes the head rotate, looks really natural. Making it go up and down will make the head go up and down. So pretty nice smooth motion too. Doesn't feel like it's gonna break. It moves really nice and slow. And I love how you can always do these really natural motions with this action feature too. It's one of my favorites that they've done. I do like the Minions kind of push down action feature, but this is second place for me in terms of the cool smooth motion you get with it. So that's the articulation outside of the action features. Let's go ahead and look at the action features. First up, we have a button here on the back of the body. You press the button, Carno's gonna roar. Couple different roars, it looks like. And I love that you press the button and the mouth opens versus the inverse where you press the button to close the mouth. I really like this. So that is one action feature. And then you have these two right here. If you noticed, they're not too obvious, but if you press them, they become more obvious. So we have this big button right here on the chest, which, yeah, takes a second to activate. And you can see it glows, scratch marks, and pulsates. I mean, that's just really cool. It looks like it has a couple different sound effects with it too, but it totally blends in when it's not activated. But when you activate it, it lights up, same. And then the same little wound down here does the same thing. You can do them at the same time. I just love how they blend in though. Isn't that cool? And I love how they pulsate. I mean, they could just light up, but they have like a fading effect and they kind of move independently and blink independently. I mean, that's pretty cool. I was definitely suspect of this action feature because it reminds me a lot of something Hasbro would have done at the end of their Jurassic line, but it's implemented really well here. Again, with that pulsating fading, makes it look really, really cool. I like that. So that's a fun one. I definitely am digging that that action feature. And, you know, paint deco wise, again, these totally blend in, but I do love the paint deco on this guy. It definitely is something a little bit different and a little bit the same of what we've gotten so far, but it's got this really cool modeled pattern all the way throughout, all the way to the head. Head looks great with painted teeth and eyes. I do wish these teeth were sculpted separately just because that cuts down on paint scheme, but it's a really nice sculpt of the Carnotaurus with that nice piercing yellow eye and the horns. The horns do tend to have a little paint rub just because they're painted a different color than the base plastic. And, you know, you can't help but find one in the store that's already kind of been knocked around the box, but you can hardly tell on camera, if at all, about that paint rub. It's really when you get up close to it and look at it. Otherwise, it's got this nice, not too contrasty underbelly paint. I like that. It's not too, you know, stark against the darker red of the whole figure. And then it's got that unpainted tail, which I know I talk about this all the time on my reviews, but I won't stop bringing it up because I like to think maybe Mattel sometimes watches our toy reviews, not just mine, but other people's. And I hope everyone's making a point about these unpainted tails. It just looks stupid, looks cheap. Anyone can look at it and say, oh, they just cheaped out and didn't paint the tail. I get it that it saves a buck or two, but I think myself, along with most collectors, would just pay a couple more bucks to get the paint back down to the tail. They used to do it, as you'll see in the comparisons, but they quit doing it, and it's annoying. Do have painted toe claws, though, so credit where credit's due. So that is the... let's do some comparisons with the this battle Chompin Carnotaurus. Starting off with the Action Attack Carnotaurus, the very first Carnotaurus we got for the Fallen Kingdom line. This one's definitely a throwback and a really nice figure. You can see they're very much the same kind of mold. It's just the Action Attack one has a different leg stance. It's almost like an inverse of the mold. And it doesn't have any electronic features. It just has this chomping feature does it. That actually was really cool back in the day. It's still a really cool figure. And I love the way that they did the eye paint on this one with the black. It just looks really cool. So this is the Action Attack Carnotaurus. It just had the arms that rotate back and forth. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, how this new one has some added articulations. That's the Action Attack Carnotaurus. Not truly a one-to-one comparison with this one, but our only other Carnotaurus we have that's got a closed mouth, as you'll see. So we'll go ahead and put him off to the side and bring up the first Control and Conquer Carnotaurus. This was released as part of the Primal Attack range. And these figures are truly, I'm going to go ahead and just take Action Attack off for a second so we have room to focus. These figures are truly the exact same mold, same size, same everything. The only difference is this one's action features, no electronics. Oh, I say that and then I'm like, oh yeah, it does have electronics. So it has roars, different roars though, right? Interesting. The sound effects on the Control and Conquer sound a little more high quality, but it has the same rotating body, rotating action feature. It actually feels a little bit smoother, but it's probably because it's a little, no, they're basically the same. But you can see just on the head paint how much better the new Carno's head paint is, right? I mean, look at that. This one's just got kind of like a gradient on it, but this one's got like darker colors around the eyes. I'm really loving this new Carno. I was really underwhelmed by it when it was revealed, but now that I have it in hand, I love the paint coloration on it, and I love the closed mouth. So yeah, these are really much the same exact figure. Control and Conquer Carnotaurus for Primal Attack. And then we have, I'm not repeating myself here, the Control and Conquer Carnotaurus Toro for Camp Cretaceous. Literally, again, the same exact figure as that Control and Conquer Carnotaurus, and the same exact figure as the Battle Chompin that I just got for the Epic Damage review here we're doing. So all the same figure, all the same Carnotaurus. This guy even has the same exact electronic features, same exact movement. Its arms go back and forth too. So I guess these figures have always had that added arm articulation. So now you really can do the prehistoric planet sort of mating ritual. Look at that. Who knew you could do that with these toys? But you totally can. So all of these Primal Attack / Camp Cretaceous Carnotauruses, the Control and Conquer literally has the same exact name across both releases, just different paint colorations, and of course Toro has that red snout, so all exactly the same as the Battle Chompin Carnotaurus, and great for doing comparisons because it's literally like the same exact figure. But you can see this one still doesn't have that like defined paint job. It's got like very much muted colors throughout. You can't really appreciate the contrast of the dark and the light, especially on the head. It's just sort of a soft fade. So this new one, really is somewhere in the middle, from really, really dark red that you can barely tell to really, really light red, but all the shapes are blurry. But then right in the middle, the sweet spot, I think, is this Battle Chompin Carnotaurus. Worth noting, though, that both of these two have paint all the way down to their tails. Detail paint all the way down to their tails, almost to the tip. I mean, they don't do the tip, but they go all the way down to it. Whereas on the new Battle Chompin, just stops right here at the seam. So come on, Mattel, get back to painting the tails. I'm not going to keep saying it. At some point, people are going to quit buying these toys because they look cheap. So please get back to painting the tails. Other than that, these three are all basically the same, but I do think this Battle Chompin has the most fun colorway. And I'll go ahead and get that Action Attack Carno in here too, just so we can see the full range. But I'm sure some of you out there are saying, but wait, there's another Carnotaurus. You're forgetting one. Does anybody know which one I'm forgetting? That's the Dominion Carnotaurus that came with I think it was called like Attack and Chase. The name escapes me right now, but it's actually the smaller Carnotaurus. And it's its own figure, too. I mean, it's kind of based on these molds, but it's more of a juvenile. It's got a little more exaggerated features. I love this one because it has a fully rotated or fully articulated neck. It's got a jaw that's fully articulated. So no action feature on this one. This one's just a good old-fashioned molded Carnotaurus, articulated, all that good stuff. So this is a great figure. I think it might even still be available. So definitely don't pass up this one. Get that chase pack, even if you don't care about the Atrociraptors and the I want to figure inside. This Carnotaurus is totally worth getting. Cool paint job too. So he would kind of fit in here in the timeline of different Carnotauruses from Mattel. So Action Attack, Control and Conquer Part 1, Control and Conquer Toro Part 2, the Dominion Carnotaurus Juvenile, and then of course the Battle Chompin Epic Attack Carnotaurus that I just got, which is just an awesome figure again. And you can see here, these two have their mouth open by default, and these two have their mouth closed by default. And I do think that closed mouth is what makes the Battle Chompin Carnotaurus for me. So, yeah, I mean, this figure is cool in and of itself, being like an upgrade with that really cool paint coloration, but gotta love that action attack. That epic attack pulsating is what makes it. And then you got the roaring too. Really cool Carnotaurus for my money. So again, hitting Walmart now. I'll put a link to it in the caption below, and of course on the Collect Jurassic checklist. If you head to the website, I have all the toy links on there. So love this Battle Chompin Carnotaurus from the Epic Attack line. So very, very cool. But I think that's all I got to say about old Carnotaurus here. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel because I have lots of cool Jurassic toy reviews on there already and a lot more coming up. So stay tuned. But I think that's all I got. Again, I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.